But now we move on to the greater, bigger, more concerning project, which is this tower, I believe. I think that's what I said last episode. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. But before, look, it's Gretchen. And the cooler Gretchen. The cooler Gretchen. So yeah, over here, I don't exactly remember what I said last video. I think it was along the lines of we're going to be like moving villagers from over there to here and do all that funky stuff. But honestly, I kind of don't want to do that. Or at least I don't really want to do that, because I see quite often around here there's a bunch of zombie villagers, which last time in the last season we were in, there were not a lot of zombie villagers that were spawning in. But I see a bunch of zombie villagers. I might as well, put them to use here. I've never cured a zombie villager like that. I've never started a quote-unquote iron farm village like that before, so it should be some interesting stuff. It's all about trying new things. I got some XP from that. It's all about trying new things, and that's part of the fun of playing Minecraft. You always try something new every single time. And speaking of that something new every single time, we have something new to do here, because as you can see, it's just a hill. It's just a hill that goes down that we covered up with a bunch of dirt. And there's nothing much to it, but this place is where we're going to have all of our fancy, fun farms, like sugarcane or creeper or villager useful stuff things, specifically masonry villagers, so we can build up the satellite of love over there. And actually, we got the first pieces to make up this area with cyan terracotta after Plinko was kind of messing around with the spawn area while we were waiting for everyone else, and he just completely dropped a stack of cyan terracotta like all across the floor. It was a mess to clean up, especially because it's path blocks, but with the upsides, they let us keep the cyan terracotta, so we can use this to go all the way around, and it should look good. The idea is to have let me place these there and then show what I mean. There we go. The idea is to have these guys circling around to be an outline, and then the chiseled stone bricks, I believe they're called. Yep, chiseled stone bricks being around here with black stone buttons and birch or bamboo buttons to be scattered across all around that way to represent like little office lights that are either on or off. And then the circle represents the circle that office windows have, because I've definitely worked in an office building before. I know what they look like. I think so far, looking at this with just the stack that we got from Plinko, it won't be too difficult to place down every single... Oh, shoot. It won't be too difficult to get enough terracotta to place down, since it's just one layer and then the outline. The more difficult part is going to be most definitely the stone bricks. But thankfully, Weave has completely dug up an entire just cave in his base. So he's allowed us to steal from him, which very nice of him to do. Go check him out, because he let us steal, and that's what good friends do. Steal, I guess. That's not the point right now. We're not going to be focusing on the building. We're going to be focusing on all the stuff on the inside. And I should probably walk back. I keep walking back and forth. And the first thing we should focus on the inside is, one, a way in, and two, how is this going to look? What is the aesthetic we're going to be going for, and all that fun and fancy jazz. Now, in the opening of Mystery Science Theater 3000, you can see a construction crane show up, and the first couple frames of it, me in the editing side, show it right here, right now. Thank you. And from that, along with... Whoa! And with that, and also how Gizmonic Institute is a, like, inventing corporation company thing, I can say, hey, I can have, like, a little construction theme here. So I can have, like, little construction vehicles, because I definitely know how to do those. All right, so let's figure out a stairway down, a stairway to heaven or something. It goes down, so I'm not sure how heaven-like it could be. Ah! Also, OBS refused to open for like the last 10 days, and I did not know how to fix it. But it's open now, so let's look at what we got. One, we have a pretty grand staircase, I would say. So I wanted to experiment with colors. I used a bunch of dark oak. I wanted to use these guys, like the non-stripped version. So, you know, it has some purpley hues to it. You have these guys. You have the granite, you know, it goes in. And, you know, speaking of purple, you have the, what are these blocks called? The crimson planks and the mangrove planks. I think they look really nice. You have this little entrance. What's that sound? You have this little entrance once you walk up. With this, you can just walk off. Boop. land right there. Same with here. We made a map, for crying out loud. I did a lot of stuff off camera because there wasn't anything to do on camera. I built up this, which I'll show in a sec. We have animals, we have pets, we have dogs, we have cats, we have Thigh Cat, we have a puppy, and then Murderer, named by Plinko from a clip. We have 2 camels over there I got from the Terracotta Badlands biome. I have a lot more of stuff. We have Soul Speed on the boots there. There's been a lot. Oh boy, the stutter. There has been a lot of things, and the one I want to talk about right now is right there, the Gizmonic Institute office building type thing. I sure do say a lot, don't I? Probably should fix that. I'll be completely honest, it has been so long since I last recorded that I do not know whether or not I talked about my design for this. These are using the chiseled stone bricks mixed in with bamboo buttons and polished blackstone buttons and polished blackstone buttons to create the illusion of lights that are on and off. Now in nighttime it doesn't really work out because you can obviously see that none of the lights are on in there. But if we go to bed and make it daytime, you'll see that the illusion, it kind of works out well. At least in my eyes it works out well. We also do need to remember that this is all being built on the, not on the perspective of the ground floor. And I do need to move the portal for this. I wanted to say that on camera. Ooh, hello. I wanted to say that on camera, so I did it, you know, with you guys seeing what was going on and not just me kind of going through blindly. But it's supposed to be looked through around this perspective here. So you can have the G for Gizmonic, and you have the office building right there. All speckled little lights and whatnot. And if there was any way to make it so the actual bamboo button bits could light up, I would totally do it, but as the time is, I don't think there is. So we're going to be filling up all of these rows with the chiseled stone brick and the little buttons there too, and the roof will probably just be flat terracotta. And speaking of the cyan terracotta, look at these walls, all blue, all the twisting, warping, the warped warp block. And the reason for that is because I didn't know what to do with the walls. I want to do something different, something unique. I wanted to just throw color on there and say, to hell with it, and do something weird. So I did with these doors right here. I realized these, the hyphen is something else. I realized these warp stem blocks, they have the same color as the crimson blocks. So I, did a little bit of that together. I had a weird little lighting fixture. We have some wiring, you squint your eyes, whoops. Squint your eyes, use some imagination. It's like big, chunky wires and whatnot. We have arrows pointing in the direction where the wires are going. You have this funky room thing about making it maybe like a storage system. I don't fully know, I'll be completely honest. But, it's just it's a room over here. This is where we're going to have some farm types. And the farm types I will talk about in a half second. And then finally right here, it's my attempt at texturing. I used a bit of cyan concrete, the warped wood, that thingy. I can't really use cyan terracotta because that's cyan terracotta and it's a distinctly different color than this bright blues that we're going for. But I think I like the way this looks. It's a bit unique enough. It's a bit strange, but I dig the whoops. Oh, mouse isn't working. There you go. I dig the little strangeness of it. I think it's rather nice. Next up on the agenda is farms. So here, this spot looks a little bit blank, minus that there, and of course our wall of. Hold on, let me fix my mouse. All right, it's all fixed. It's a little bit blank. So what I'm gonna do is add some of our farms that we have over. Where did I? There we go. Add some of our farms that we have over there, like the glow lichen thingy, and that's kind of the only one we have. And I guess the sheep too, but mostly the glow lichen one. We're just gonna move them to that little corner. There we go. That little corner there, just to fill up the space in that spot. And then the other, what does that sound? And the other farm we're gonna build will be for the ground floor. So if you look right here, you'll see a bunch of random assortment of materials, purely random, I have no idea what they're for, and a heck ton of dirt. Those smart brains out there might recognize that is for a mud farm. Another thing I should mention too is the entire floor is made out of brown mushroom blocks, and it's not boring because I find it rather interesting and nice sounding, but I want to add some different like patterns like that right there. So I was playing around with it, and it turns out that the packed mud block, along with path blocks a little bit, but mostly the packed mud blocks along with the slightly oxidized copper, the cut copper with a little thing, and just the normal square. They look pretty good with this floor right here. So I'm gonna make a mud farm down here. I know, plot twist, underground farms. We're gonna clear out this dirt area here, build the farm here, and I'll show it on camera. I'll show it on camera for the funsies of it. I guess since we are building the farm down there, I should start moving stuff down there. And I should also mention why I'm not using Ilmango's mud farm, because that mud farm I have built before, and it's pretty gosh darn good, but there's one just tiny, slightly itty-bitty problem with it. I'm on Bedrock Edition, which means that the having dirt in the offhand doesn't really exist, nor does having tools in the offhand exist, because Bedrock Edition is fun. All right, cool. I got my jacket off now. We're back to good old gizmonic colors, plus the scarf. I probably didn't record why I even have the scarf on. Note to self in the future, remind me to show that so I just don't randomly have a scarf on. All right, let's get to making this mud farm. Woohoo! I hope, if it works. Time lapse? Yeah, time lapse. Enjoy this time lapse, probably. I don't know, I hope. I hope you all enjoyed that lovely and absolutely remarkable, maybe not remarkable, but that absolutely lovely time lapse. It was great. It was amazing. And don't you love it too? When you forget to click record again when you do another time lapse, that would be absolutely crazy to forget to click record on another time lapse, because we have this room fully designed and decked out. But guess what? Even sillier, forgetting, because it's been a couple days, few weeks actually in real life since I last recorded on the server, so I don't fully remember how to use the OBS. But it's even sillier when you forget to even plug it in and you do a whole segment building a farm. Aren't I professional Minecrafter? Yes indeed, very much so. So sticking on theme with out here being very bright colors that I never use, that kind of don't really mesh well with anything, such as these blues, and I guess these reds and blues they look a little bit gross, and so does the brown floor. But staying on theme with this, we have a bright yellow room for the pure reason of I just wanted to use these yellow terracotta. Yes, the yellow, it's not filled in, don't worry about that. But I just wanted to use the yellow terracotta and glowstone too, and I think it looks pretty good. But the main centerpiece here is obviously this mud farm right here. So we're not using Ilmango's mud farm for two reasons. That's weird noise, hold on. We're not using Ilmango's mud farm purely because it's more of a Java-oriented thing, since you can have stuff in your offhand. This is actually a mud farm by, let me find the name again. This is a mud farm I found by Jax and Wild. They will be in the link in the description below. But it's pretty good. The way that the farm works is, as you can see, you place a dirt block here, and that redstone torch completes this circuit. There you go. Completes the circuit like so, powering this piston to then push it forward. And when it pushes it forward too, it also powers up this dispenser. It powers up this dispenser, which sends a signal through here into this dispenser, which gets the water, and then you will see, if you look at the water spout right there, it'll shoot out a water bottle to continue refilling it over and over and over again. And the really difficult part about this farm, which I'm very upset that I didn't show it, but it has a lot of glass bottles. I had a full shulker box full of sand, now just 9 pieces of sand. It's pretty crazy. But the way this farm works, in this next part here, is these mud bricks will be pushed across all up until here, this redstone torch, where it follows the same principle over there. It'll push all of the stuff because the signal gets continued on powered over this way. Now it's a bit uneven now. Where'd my shovel go? I've also been trying out a new type of organization thing, where instead of having a bunch of double chests, I have a bunch of singular chests to avoid me, having too much chest room. It's to avoid the amount of clutter that could be at a base at a singular time. And then that's it. But anyways, we have the mud farm done. Now, why did we need the mud farm? I am very happy you asked. Was that one of my dogs? Oh, yeah, over here. This is going to be a tunnel eventually that'll loop around this way back here, where we're going to build another room, which will be our storage unit place thingamabooper. I'm not exactly sure what the color for that one is going to be, but it's going to be something a little bit ridiculous. Holy crap, with just that, we get a stack and then some. That's pretty gosh darn good. But anyways, over here, I built a makeshift wheat farm that purposely looks ugly, so I build an actual one later. Break this guy here. Let's replace the little duder right there. And with the mud brick and the wheat, or not mud brick, but the mud block and the wheat, we can make packed mud, which is, it's a 1-for-1. We have mud bricks, that's nice, but it's a 1-for-1. Are you serious? This is gonna be... Oh, I'm gonna actually have to build a wheat farm. That's... Or maybe... I don't know. But anyways, what the idea is with this floor is we're gonna add it in with the floor. Like right there. Look at that. It looks pretty nice. Adds a little bit of texture and whatnot. Listen, listen, listen. I guess it doesn't make sound. I thought it made sound. But it'll this will be sprinkled all across. Whoops. This will be sprinkled all across around this way. And... there's another block I'm going to add that will also be sprinkled less frequently. The most frequent one will be brown mushroom. Second frequent will be the mud brick, the packed mud, and then the third frequent will be oxidized cut copper. And by oxidized, I mean that shade of cut copper. Just so it adds a little bit of a glow and a glint up top, which we will see right now. Big grand reveal. Whoa, look at that. It's amazing. It's cool. I know it doesn't look like much yet, but that's because we only have one mud brick, and I mean we don't necessarily have few copper, because I'm pretty sure it was Plinko. He got me a bunch of copper in this chest. I think I recorded a clip actually of me finding this chest. I didn't see it for a while I was building that, but I added a bit more of my own. So yeah, this isn't the one he gave me. The one he gave me was the one shown here. But yeah, I have more copper, so I'm just gonna have this spanning all around. So we don't have a deposit, a defrequency. What is the word? A diffusion? I don't know what the word is, but we have plenty of copper. Actually, come to think of it too, since this is another shade of cyan, how would... Ooh, okay, all right. I see, like a little, like with that, you know, maybe just a tiny little bit. It can work. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually kind of digging that. I don't like that one because the little bolts in it, but I do like that one just for the cross. I think now I figured, just now while recording, I figured out